the Senator Sifuna moved to court to stop any proceedings that will lead to his ouster from the position. Then the PPDT, the Political Parties Disputes Tribunal, made a ruling on the 26th of March, which said that this matter should be handled internally.
Yes.
Because the issues that were being raised would not be handled by the PPDT before they were exhausted through the internal dispute mechanisms, resolution mechanisms of the party. This was initiated as per the directives of the PPDT. No sooner had it started that disciplinary action than Senator Sifuna moved back to the PPDT, saying that he's not comfortable appearing before the disciplinary team that was going to probe him and also make a decision, whether positive or negative. He ran faster than he could. So the PPDT threw it back to the party again, to the party, and the IDRC made that decision that, he failed to appear. He sent his lawyer, senior counsel Omoro, to go to before that committee and say that his client would not be appearing because he foresaw bias among some members of this committee. So the decision was made ex parte, and it was bound to be taken in by the neck, because this is something that happens in other jurisdictions, even in other political parties. We've had UDA ousting their SG, and nobody has made noise. Every political party has their way of doing things, and it's bound by law to take action against any member that doesn't propagate the party ideology, that doesn't speak to the party policy, and is traversing across the country talking about things that do not resonate with the resolutions of the party. Every political party, a political party is like a members club. You have to be duty bound to the policies and ideology and the rules of that particular club. So the decision that was made by the NEC was long overdue. And indeed, I always say, in life, there are choices. You choose one. If you make a position, if you take a position on a particular matter, then you stick by that particular issue. I remember very well, some of these politicians or activists moving around are now trying to say that they're doing so in the spirit of the late Raila Amolo Odinga, And, Raila was a principled person. Raila would not sit and see things happen, or if he was uncomfortable with anything, he would just say no, and no was no to him. I remember when I was a small boy, back in the 90s, when he quit Ford Kenya, because he could not agree with what was happening in the Fort Kenya, and went and even resigned from his political seat, parliamentary seat, the Langata parliamentary seat, went to start a new political party, went back to the people and reclaimed his seat, So I think principles also make a man. If you are not principled, then I don't think you're headed anywhere. So the decision by the party was made, but it's not cast in stone, because I've read in some of the dailies in the media that Senator Sifuna is moving back to court to try and challenge that decision. It's within his democratic space to do it. And he will do it, and the party will have their say, whatever decision that the PPDT will make.
Okay, so where we are at the moment is that the DT will actually still have a position in this, because the Senator Sifuna has made it very clear that he is going to appeal this because he was not given an opportunity to be heard.
I think if you listened to the chairman of the
tribunal,
the tribunal, he said that the senator was invited to appear before the committee, but he failed to appear, and instead he sent his counsel to go and represent him with only one word, that my client will not appear. Reason being, he was uncomfortable with some members of the committee. But you don't choose whom to appear before. You see, if a committee has been formed, a tribunal has been formed to probe a particular matter, you just appear. Just say whatever you think is not right, argue a case, it will be listened to, and you will be given a fair hearing. But he failed to appear. I'm not faulting him, because maybe he had his own reservations.
Right.
But I would say it would have been prudent for him to appear before the tribunal and argue his case like he has been doing in the court of public opinion out there with cheerleaders like my sister here.
I'm not a cheerleader, I'm a leader, but...
No.
Not of the cheering variety.
Yes. Don't just show up and cheer,
So,
please.
yeah, we know.
You're my uncle, so respect.
So, what I'm trying to say is he ought to have appeared before the tribunal and argued his case, made up his point, and perhaps it would have been considered.
When you look at the reasons as to why Sifuna has been ousted from the party, it's because it is said he operated outside the party regulations and what the party stands for. But he has consistently maintained that he speaks that which Raila Odinga said, like at a hotel in Nairobi, who told you that ODM would not have a presidential candidate in there. And even at the time, Raila Odinga himself in a meeting in Kakamega said when Sifuna speaks, he speaks for the party. So when we look at the disciplinary, now that the later Raila Odinga now is not there, what really is happening? Because you're also in close contact with Sifuna. What does he say are the reasons as to why he's being ousted from
I also
the
took the liberty of reading the ODM constitution because it would be quite unfair to engage in such a conversation without reading that document. And I must say the drafters of that constitution probably did it because they may have foreseen what's going to happen in these recent times. Sifuna does not have a problem with being removed as the SG of the party. He has been consistent enough to say, can it be done within the laws and the constitution guidelines of ODM and the constitution? Article 7, sub-article 2 of the ODM constitution says two things. The supremacy of the party members should always be adhered to. And number two, the constitution, our Kenyan constitution, should be considered in matters of all party members. Some article also guides on how an SG should be removed, and they should be removed through an NDC. And the current NEC is not properly constituted. There was no NDC that was done by the ODM party to put Oburu Odinga as the party leader and some more members of the the NEC officials. And so Sifuna is always questioning, who told you have authority to remove me as the SG and you are illegally holding specific party positions?